Welcome back, students. So let's continue the next part of this play, Mother's Day by J.B. Priestley. In the previous video module, the last point which we discussed, that was the interchange of personalities between Mrs. Fitzgerald and Mrs. Pearson. Now onwards, whenever the character of Mrs. Pearson is coming or it comes, it means in form of Mrs. Pearson, Mrs. Fitzgerald speaks. Right? All the qualities of Mrs. Fitzgerald are in Mrs. Pearson now. And why they changed the personalities, exchanged the personalities? To make them learn, the family members of Mrs. Pearson, that we should treat mother and a wife with proper respect and honor. That was the main intention, right? So now in this way, Mrs. Fitzgerald, that she departs, it means in the form of Mrs. Fitzgerald, Mrs. Pearson is there and she departs. So then after some time, Mrs. Pearson, she is sitting at the home, at the table on chair, and smoking a cigarette, plus cards, everything, playing with cards, all these things. Then after that, there is an entry of another character, that is Doris Pearson, daughter of Mrs. Pearson, right? And she comes in, she comes bursting in laughter, such a way that she comes, because she was in a hurry to go out again. And Doris Pearson, she is a pretty girl, beautiful one, and in her 20s, about 20 years old, and she would have been definitely a pretty girl, good girl, if she had not been spoilt. It means, according to the playwright or the writer, a spoilt girl right now, Doris Pearson. Right? Next, as she enters, that she asked what, going to the table, that she asked, Doris Pearson asked to Mrs. Pearson, her mother. What did she ask? You will have to iron my yellow silk. Right? That she asked that my, it means clothes are ready. Have you ironed? She asked her, right? So you will have to iron my yellow silk because I need it for tonight. Who asked to whom? Doris asked to her mother. And when she glanced at Mrs. Pearson, her mother, that time she was shocked, astounded. Why she got astounded? Because she saw that her mother, that she was smoking a cigar. So that is why she got shocked. Then she asked her mother, what are you doing? That time Mrs. Pearson said that yes, what do you think? What do you think I am doing? I am not sure. But this time the way she spoke, Mrs. Pearson, her manner is not apologetic and something fluttering that is given here. And she asked to her daughter, what do you think? Am I doing something, whitewashing the ceiling? What do you think? That time Doris said, but I think you didn't smoke. So that is why I asked. The daughter said to her mother, replied. Then mother said, why? Is there any law against it, that we should not smoke a cigar, or a woman should not do this? Is there any law? Then Doris said, no, not at all. Then the Doris asked another question, the daughter, is my tea ready? See now, first of all, as soon as she came, she asked for the clothes, ironing the clothes, right? This is the fact. Whenever the children are coming, they are asking to mother that is my tea ready, clothes or the dress or anything. And the mother is running continuously up to their needs, to fulfill their needs. So here she asked another question, is the tea ready in the kitchen? That time Mrs. Pearson replied, mine is ready, right? And I had it, right? And you can take, have it where you like, dear. The mother replied, you can have it. You go to the kitchen and have. So, and she said, Mrs. Pearson, I have had it, what I want. What I want that I have had already, maybe tea or anything. And then what I would do, might go out later for meal. Who said? Mother said to her daughter, then I might go out for the meal, especially at the place that is given, Clarendon. The place name is given. Then Doris asked her, who might? Then Mrs. Pearson replied, I might. Who do you think? Then Doris said, then she asked her, so mum, it means mother, what is the matter with you? What happened? Then Mrs. Pearson replied, then don't be silly. Then Doris said, I'm not silly. I have not been silly here because I am asking only for the tea and the clothes for ironing, all these things. And what do you think? We children or I have been working hard all the day and you can't even bother about our tea, clothes, nothing. Who said to whom? The daughter said to her mother. It means the writer wants to say here, all the children that they used to think in the same manner, that they are doing, husband and the children, that they are doing work, hard work or the labor outside the home, and mother is sitting only at home. They think. So then, and you can't even bother about my tea? She asked her. And but now here tonight I have to go out there, so that is why I want it must be iron. My clothes. Who said? The daughter said to her mother, because tonight I have to go. That time Mrs. Pearson asked or said, don't talk rubbish to me, right? Because this time Mrs. Pearson's manner totally changed, her voice, like Mrs. Fitzgerald, because actually Mrs. Fitzgerald is there in the form of, in the character of Mrs. Pearson. So then, don't talk rubbish to me, right? And what do you think? I know, Mrs. Pearson said to her daughter, I know what you people do, how much work you do outside the home at your workplace. But the way you do, right, I put twice the hours. If you are doing, for example, 8 hours, but here 16 hours I am doing continuously. If you do 4 hours work outside, I used to do 8 hours. Mother said then. So I put twice the hours. You do, and instead of that, what I get, you people are getting wage. You people are getting wages or the payments or the money instead of doing your work. But what about me? I do here work continuously and I do not get no wages and no thanks, no respect, nothing. Mother said to her daughter. And you people also do not give your hands in work, you do not support, nothing. So then mother asked her, but you tell me, why are you going to wear tonight? Is there any something special? Where are you going? Mother asked to her daughter. That time daughter replied, going out with Charlie Spence. Then mother asked, why? Then daughter said, why? What is the matter with you? Why I should not go with go out with Charlie Spence if he asked me and if I want to do? So why? What is the matter with you? So then Mrs. Pearson said, can't you find anybody better than that Charlie Spence? How he is look like. For example, she said he is looking like just like a buck-teeth and half-witted man. Who said? Mother said to her daughter that you are Charlie Spence, that he is how buck-teeth plus half-witted man. How? When I was of your age, I would have find something better than Charlie Spence, mother said to her daughter. So that is why what happened here, Doris Pearson, that she started crying, weeping. She was almost in the tears and she left there. She left the stage or that place. Who? Doris Pearson. So now in this part we have discussed the discussion between Doris Pearson, the daughter, and mother, Mrs. Pearson. Now the way Mrs. Pearson spoke with her daughter for the first time, the daughter, she was almost in the tears. And now next comes, that is Mrs. Pearson's son, that is Cyril Pearson, that we will discuss in the